Hello and welcome to Felix Space Time. Today's video we have an interview with Felix Schlang from the What About It YouTube channel. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Can you tell everyone a bit about yourself?
Okay, so I am Felix from the YouTube channel What About It, and I'm from Germany. I'm a dad of 3 kids, and I've always been interested in space, and so at some point I started a YouTube channel, and that's been quite successful.
Cool. When and how did you get interested in space and spaceflight?
Okay, so the first time I can remember that I was that is related to space. The first thing that I can remember about that is the Challenger incident in '86, I think it was. I remember watching it on TV, and I remember vividly how bad I felt about all of it. And at that point, I decided as a young kid, even younger than you are right now, that space and that there must be a reason why people put themselves into so much danger. And that's where I started researching and finding out more and more, and so on and so forth.
Why did you create your YouTube channel? What are you trying to achieve with your YouTube channel?
Reach more people. It's I've always found myself being the guy at a party or a birthday or a celebration or anything, talking to people about space, and everybody seemed to be listening to me. So at some point, I thought might be a good idea to make a YouTube channel and see if more people would listen, and they did.
Cool. Where did you learn all about rockets and all the science behind it and everything?
Oh, that's all self-taught. I never went to university to study that. I have a college degree, but I always found that I was a I was a faster learner when I wasn't at school. That doesn't mean that school is a bad thing, of course, but for me, it was always easier to learn without a teacher. So it's all self-taught. Tons of books, tons of talking to very intelligent people, and over time, over 30 years of time, a lot of knowledge accumulated, and that's how it came.
I heard that from where you live, you can see the Milky Way with the naked eye. What's that like?
It's beautiful. I live in a very remote place of Germany, in the woods, in the mountains, and I grew up here too. And on a clear night, I have the telescope in the background here, but even with the naked eye, you can see the whole Milky Way spanning across the night sky, and it gives you the feeling that there is much more out there than just our planet. Yeah. I moved to a big city when I was 18 years old, and at that point I realized how much it's worth to be able to just step outside and see so many stars in the night, because in the bigger city, obviously, that is not there. And I was so used to it because I grew up in this very remote place, and now I'm back here again.
I heard that you're moving to Florida. What's the reason for that? Is it to do with your YouTube channel or something different?
Yeah, I mean, there's it's where these thingies here launch. So Germany is a place where there's not that much going on, unfortunately, when it comes to rocket launches. There is development, and there is ESA facilities here, and astronaut training. The ESA Operations Center in Darmstadt and all that stuff is really cool. But if you want to talk about rocket launches, if you want to talk about them actually going to space, Germany is the wrong place. So, and since my channel is right now mostly about SpaceX, it's the country to go to.
What's your plans for the future?
First of all, go to Florida, which is a huge list of things that I need to do to accomplish that. I want to open up a studio at South Padre Island, hopefully close enough to Boca Chica to be able to live stream from down there. Maybe even open up a second channel in the future. There are a lot of things on my plate right now. The list is very long, and it's getting longer every day.
Cool. Well, what do you think the future of space and spaceflight is?
It depends. If we can finally get to full recovery, full rocket reusability. If SpaceX manages to pull Starship off, so to say, they are developing it right now. If they manage to fully develop it and turn it into what their vision is right now, so rapidly reusable, $5 million launch cost, 100 tons to low Earth orbit, being able to refuel in space. There are so many possibilities. Infrastructure in space, settlements on pretty much any planet or moon in the solar system would be possible. Science missions of a scale that we couldn't achieve nowadays. A good example is the James Webb Space Telescope. It is origami-like structure that unfolds because it has to fit into this really, really small fairing of today's rockets. And but they want to achieve big goals with it. So it has to fold up like an origami, so it can fit into that fairing. And if we had something like Starship, imagine the science missions we could do with it. And then as soon as we have an infrastructure in space, as soon as we start mining resources in space, and as soon as we start building things in space that don't have to leave the Earth's gravity field, it is going to be exponential from there on. So Starship basically is the key to that. And I really, really cross my fingers that SpaceX can pull this off. It would open up so many possibilities for the future. If not, well, if space travel stays as expensive as it was and as little reusable as it was in the past, we're limited. So let's just hope that if it's not SpaceX, that somebody else comes up with a great idea to give us that access to space. That would be awesome.
Replying to your answer, do you think SpaceX could fail at all? Anything massively go wrong and it will fail?
There are tons of people out there who never mention that. Because it's hard to say, but yeah, there is the possibility that SpaceX could fail. They haven't done it yet, and well, so far all the starships have exploded, which is kind of a misleading statement because just because a Starship prototype explodes, it doesn't mean that SpaceX is on the wrong track. So far, it actually looks very, very promising, but it is not where it's supposed to be according to their vision. It's not at full reusable $5 million per launch, 3 launches per day. That is a tough goal. So yeah, there is the chance that SpaceX could fail, but on the other hand, if there's anybody out there right now who could pull this off, it's SpaceX. It's the guys who built the Falcon 9 booster that lands. It's the guys who made the Falcon Heavy possible, who are sending astronauts to the ISS with a Crew Dragon and so on and so forth. They are doing so many things right now. So yeah, fingers crossed. If anybody can do it, it's SpaceX, in my opinion.
Would you ever leave this planet and go to live on another planet?
Live on another planet? Probably not. I have 3 kids and a wife, and to be able to, even if it wasn't living, the next planet that we may be able to reach soon would be Mars, and a trip would be 2.5 years at the shortest. Saying goodbye to the family, to the kids, to everything here on Earth for 2.5 years would be tough for me. On the other hand, though, I would always be up for going to the moon because it's much closer. We're talking about a 14-day trip or something like that, maybe 3 weeks if you want to stay a little. I would love to do that. But another planet like Mars, let the people do that actually can achieve something up there. I think I would be the wrong person to do colonization on another planet. So probably not.
If it was possible that if you were able to take all your family with you, would you do it?
Clever. um, well, my youngest son is 3 years old. I don't know if I should take him to Mars, but if it would be completely safe, let's just hypothesize that it would be completely safe to take him to Mars. Even then, Earth is a really, really beautiful place. Mars, I understand why colonizing Mars would be an incredible achievement, and long term it would lead to so many interesting things, but short term, right now, Mars is a radiated desert, and I think I don't know if I would want to bring my family up there. So I would still have to decline on that. But the moon, like I said, I would definitely love to go to the moon. Might even be able to with the moon.
That's all the questions from me, but there's some questions from other people that they'd like to
Yeah.
ask you.
Yes.
How would you react if you got a ticket, if you won the ticket for Dear Moon?
Yeah, that would be incredible. It would continue the journey in a perfect way that I have started with the YouTube channel. By my main goal making the YouTube channel was to be able to reach more people. If you are sitting on the Dear Moon starship and you are able to produce content about it, and you're able to show the world what it is like to fly around the moon on a starship, that is absolutely incredible. So I would jump up and down and scream and shout, and I don't know for how long, but I'm already training for it, because there is the slight possibility that I could be chosen. It all starts with a medical check, and I'm training every day right now. So I'm already preparing because I'm taking this really seriously, and I would love to go. That is for sure.
What rocket launch do you want to see in person?
I'd love to see a Soyuz launch, because I think even though it's a slightly outdated rocket by now, it is an amazing launch vehicle, and it looks amazing seeing it launch, seeing the Korolev cross when the boosters separate and all that. I would love to see that with my own eyes. I would love to go to Baikonur and see the launch facilities there. Yeah, because I've been to Kennedy Space Center already, and I'm most likely, hopefully soon, going to see a Starship launch, but Baikonur is really hard to reach, and so it would be Soyuz. If I could like grant me a wish, it would be Soyuz probably right now.
What rocket do you think what rockets do you think will fail in development or fail when?
Fail? That's a mean question. I wouldn't want to. I mean, there are some that will have a longer road ahead of them to get to. Right now, rocket development in general is in a strange position, because everybody except for SpaceX is trying to keep up with SpaceX. And SpaceX is in such a comfortable position that even if the Starship would fail and the program would lead to nothing, they would still be so in the lead with the Falcon rockets and Crew Dragon and so on and so forth. So rocket development is in a strange position. Everybody is trying to, by now, at least imitate SpaceX and the Falcon rockets. Some of them are closer, some of them have a longer road ahead, but it's pretty much impossible to say who's going to fail or win this. But it's very, very important, in my opinion, that it's not just SpaceX. So fingers crossed to all of them, and it's the right decision to start and copy what SpaceX started. Try to go for reusable launch vehicles. It's the only way to go.
Do you have any other hobbies other than space and spaceflight?
Tons. Just no time. I love motorsports, for example. I live very close to a famous racetrack, Nürburgring. And I love taking the car onto Nürburgring. Astronomy, which is very time consuming, so I don't have that much time for that right now. I'm a pilot, paramotor pilot, and soon to be an airplane pilot. computer games. I love computer games, Space Engineers and League of Legends. I just started that. Pretty cool game. My family. And then there's so little time left that anything. I would love to do tons of other things, but being a full-time YouTuber definitely is a full-time job. So
Cool. Do you ever what's your plans on trying to set up your own camera in Boca Chica for Starship?
um I am hoping to be able to actually get together with Tim Dodd on that, because he already has a camera very, very close to the launch pad. And I normally, when I do my live streams, as soon as possible, I switch to SpaceX's stream, because, well, they have the rockets stuck to the Starship. You can't get anything better than that. So I normally just use external cameras that have been placed there by the community, until SpaceX starts streaming. So that is not really that important to me. I'd love to get together with Tim on this, because he's done a beautiful job and we're already kind of working on something. So I just hope to help him realize his work. And the reason why I want to build a studio in Boca Chica or close to Boca Chica is because I want to be able to report from down there, because that is not really being done right now. There are tons of people who take pictures, and then that is being turned into content by me, for example. There are people who do live streams for the launches, but there is not that daily. I would love to do an episode recorded with a Starship sitting in the background. That would be really cool. Give people the experience of being there.
What's your thoughts on Werner von Braun's influence in getting us to the moon?
Well, he was instrumental to get us to the moon. He and his staff built the vehicle that was capable of sending people to the moon, and he did all the groundwork on that as well. The foundation research, the prototype building, that was mostly von Braun and his team. So, and he had a race with Korolev on the Russian side. Unfortunately, he died at a young age in 1967, and that's one of the reasons why the United States then had a much easier race to the moon, because Russia lost their lead engineer. But it's always important to have that brilliant person on top, and I think for the U.S. Space race in the 1960s, that was Werner von Braun, amongst others, but he was undoubtedly very important.
Do you think Elon Musk is comparable to him through their scientific and engineering background?
Yes, I do. It's the same situation again. There's this one person on top who brings in all the ideas, who has new ideas, who can't sleep at night because he has so many ideas. I think it's exactly the same thing again. And every time one of these people steps into the business, stuff starts to change. So we can be, in my opinion, this might sound strange, and I'm not that big of a Musk fanboy, but it's really, really important to have these kinds of people. So we can be very, very happy and lucky, call ourselves lucky, that we have an Elon Musk. It's very important to have these kinds of people.
Cool. That's all the questions I've got for you today. Thank you very, very much for coming on here for an interview.
You're very, very welcome. I love your channel. I love what you do. I have a huge amount of respect for what you're doing at that young age. So keep doing this. It's absolutely amazing. And yeah, it was a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. And I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.